Imagine having the ability to navigate life's challenges with calmness, clarity, and confidence. Picture yourself being able to overcome setbacks, manage stress, and seize opportunities with unwavering resolve. That's the essence of Stoicism, a timeless philosophy that empowers you to take control of your life, no matter what circumstances you face. Welcome to Modern Stoic. In this video, we're diving into the powerful world of Stoicism. So, if you're ready to unlock your full potential, gain mastery over your emotions, and become the architect of your own destiny, then stick around. Because by the end of this video, you'll have the tools you need to embrace Stoicism and transform your life for the better. Let's dive in. Number 1. Self-discipline. In the realm of personal development, the term self-discipline often conjures images of strict routines and a joyless existence. However, let's reshape this perception together. Self-discipline isn't about limiting ourselves. It's about empowering us to make choices that resonate with our deepest values and long-term ambitions. It's about choosing what's best for us, even when it's not the easiest option in the moment. At its core, self-discipline is about mastering ourselves. It's about saying yes to things that propel us forward and no to things that hold us back, even when it's difficult. Consider the choices we make daily: sticking to a fitness regimen, saving money instead of impulse spending, or turning off the TV to focus on a project. These decisions may not offer instant gratification, but they pave the way for lasting fulfillment and achievement. Stoic philosophy offers profound insights into self-discipline. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This powerful statement underscores the essence of self-discipline. It's about controlling our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors despite external temptations. Seneca also offers wisdom on the subject. He advises us to be steadfast and control our desires, rather than being controlled by them. True freedom, he suggests, comes from our ability to govern ourselves and our impulses. But why is self-discipline so crucial? Aristotle provides an answer. The ancient Greek philosopher believed that excellence and virtue are achieved through habitual practice. By cultivating self-discipline, we develop habits that lead us toward our best selves. It's not about occasional acts of willpower. It's about consistently making choices that align with our values and goals. This concept also resonates with modern psychological understanding. Carl Jung, a pioneer in psychology, stressed the importance of integrating all aspects of our personality to live fulfilling lives. This integration requires self-discipline as we navigate the desires of different parts of ourselves, choosing paths that contribute to our overall well-being and growth. So, how do we cultivate self-discipline in our daily lives? We start small. Choose one area you want to improve, whether it's your diet, exercise routine, or spending habits. Set clear, achievable goals, and take it one day at a time. Every choice you make that aligns with your goals strengthens your self-discipline muscle. As Epicurus wisely said, "No great thing is created suddenly." Self-discipline is built through small, consistent actions. It's about progress, not perfection. Every day presents new opportunities to practice self-discipline, to choose actions that bring us closer to who we aspire to be. Building self-discipline is a journey. It's about finding balance between immediate desires and long-term goals. It's about making choices that may be challenging now, but will bring us greater happiness and peace in the future. Let's commit to this journey together, supporting one another and choosing what's right, not what's easy. In the realm of self-discipline lies the path to realizing our dreams and living lives we truly love. Number 2. Embrace obstacles as opportunities. Stoicism offers us a profound insight into the art of embracing obstacles as opportunities. It might sound counterintuitive at first, as most of us are wired to see obstacles as nothing but barriers to our success and happiness. However, Stoics like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus turn this narrative on its head. Instead of asking why me, when life throws a curveball, they urge us to ask what can I learn? This shift in perspective can be a game changer. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, expressed in his personal writings, the impediment to action advances action, what stands in the way becomes the way. Essentially, every obstacle, no matter how formidable, not only tests our resilience but also imparts valuable lessons. It's about finding the silver lining in tough situations and using it to fuel our growth. This perspective isn't just ancient philosophy, it's supported by modern thinkers as well. The renowned psychologist Carl Jung once said, "What you resist persists." By fighting against obstacles, we inadvertently give them more power over us. However, by accepting and learning from them, we can overcome them. The Stoic mindset revolves around transforming challenges into stepping stones towards becoming stronger and wiser. Let's make this practical. Imagine facing rejection from job applications. It's natural to feel disheartened, but what if you viewed each rejection as feedback? Perhaps there's a skill you need to improve or a new strategy for your job search. This shift in perspective can turn a series of rejections into a path for professional development. Personal conflicts are another example. They're uncomfortable and stressful, yet they also provide an opportunity to practice patience, empathy, and communication skills. Each disagreement is a chance to understand different viewpoints and refine our conflict resolution abilities. Embracing obstacles as opportunities is all about asking ourselves, what can this situation teach me? Instead of being passive victims of circumstance, we become active learners and problem solvers. It's not about making facing obstacles easy, but rather about approaching them with a mindset geared towards growth and learning. Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This is the essence of Stoicism. It's about seeing beyond the immediate pain or frustration of an obstacle and finding the lessons and opportunities it presents. So, the next time you're faced with a challenge, big or small, try to pause and reframe it. Ask yourself what you can learn from the situation and how it can make you stronger and wiser. Remember, obstacles aren't just hurdles to overcome, they're opportunities to grow. By adopting this Stoic mindset, we can navigate life's ups and downs with more grace, resilience, and wisdom. Number 3, reflect regularly. In the hustle and bustle of our lives, it's easy to lose sight of the journey we're on, to forget the significance of the paths we tread. But pausing, taking a real, meaningful pause, allows us to look back, to reflect on our actions, our thoughts, and the roads we've chosen. This practice is about growth, introspection, and aligning our lives with our deepest values. In a world constantly rushing forward, it serves as our anchor, ensuring we're not merely swept away but sailing in a direction true to ourselves. The Stoics, with their profound insights into human nature, placed immense value on this practice of reflection. Marcus Aurelius, in his personal writings, which we now treasure as meditations, offered a model of this practice. He didn't just rule an empire, he took the time to examine his life, his decisions, and his moral compass. Through writing, he saw this reflection as essential to living a life of virtue and purpose. "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts," he wrote, reminding us that our internal dialogue shapes our external reality. Seneca recommended regular self-assessment as a way to foster self-improvement and wisdom. He likened life to a play, suggesting that we periodically review our roles and performances. Are we acting in harmony with the character we wish to embody? Are our actions reflective of the script we value, the script of our lives? Epictetus encouraged his students to end each day with a review of their actions and attitudes. This wasn't about self-criticism, but about self-awareness and growth. He urged us to ask ourselves, what did I do well? What did I do wrong? What duties were left undone? Through such questions, we can steer our lives more consciously, making adjustments that bring us closer to our ideals. But how do we incorporate this Stoic practice of reflection and review into our modern lives? First, make it a habit. Dedicate a few minutes each day, perhaps before bedtime, to reflect on your day. What were your victories? Where did you face challenges, and how did you respond? Writing it down can enhance its benefits, giving you a tangible record of your journey. Second, use reflection as a tool for gratitude. In reviewing your day, take note of the moments, no matter how small, that brought you joy or gratitude. This balances our natural tendency to focus on the negative, cultivating a more positive outlook on life. Third, approach this practice with kindness and compassion towards yourself. Reflection is not about berating yourself for mistakes, but about recognizing them as opportunities for learning and growth. Be as understanding and supportive to yourself as you would be to a dear friend. Aristotle spoke about the importance of living a reflective life. He believed that true wisdom comes from understanding ourselves, our actions, and our place in the world. This reflection is the essence of living an examined life, one that's in accordance with virtue and excellence. In modern psychology, the benefits of regular reflection are well documented, showing improvements in mental health, clarity of purpose, and personal growth. Reflecting on our experiences helps us process emotions, learn from our actions, and make more informed decisions moving forward. Let's commit to this practice of reflecting and reviewing regularly. Let it be our guidepost, ensuring that we're not just passively experiencing life, but actively shaping it according to our values. By taking the time to look back, we gain the insight needed to move forward, more aligned, more aware, and more in tune with the essence of who we are and who we aspire to be. Let's cherish this journey of introspection, for it is in knowing ourselves that we find the path to true fulfillment and joy. Each of these lessons from Stoicism isn't just ancient wisdom, they're life hacks that can help us deal with stress, make better decisions, and find peace in chaos. Remember, it's not the challenges along the way that define us, but the strength we find in facing them, the wisdom we gather, and the compassion we share. Each step, each reflection, each act of kindness is a brushstroke in the masterpiece that is your life. So let's not just exist, let's live vibrantly, purposefully, authentically. Number 4. Personal excellence. The Stoics possessed a deep insight into personal excellence. They maintained that excellence, or virtue, stands as the ultimate good, and that every action we undertake should be geared towards leading a virtuous life. Marcus Aurelius, for example, epitomized the pursuit of personal excellence. He famously remarked, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." This succinct yet profound statement captures the essence of personal excellence. It's about embodying the values we admire and striving to live by them each day. Seneca stressed the significance of self-improvement and continuous learning. He advocated for a life lived in harmony with nature and reason, suggesting that true excellence emanates from within and manifests in our actions and choices. Epictetus highlighted the importance of personal responsibility in achieving excellence. He taught that our reactions, emotions, and will are within our control, and mastering them is crucial to living a virtuous life. But what does focusing on personal excellence entail in our daily lives? It begins with establishing personal standards based on our values and aspirations, not on societal expectations or the accomplishments of others. It's about understanding who we are, recognizing our strengths and weaknesses, and taking consistent steps toward improvement. Personal excellence also encompasses resilience. It's about how we respond to setbacks and failures, not just our successes. As Aristotle once said, excellence is never an accident. It is always the result of high intention, sincere effort, and intelligent execution. It signifies the wise choice of many alternatives. Choice, not chance, determines our destiny. This means embracing challenges as opportunities to learn and grow, rather than viewing them as obstacles. Furthermore, focusing on personal excellence involves cultivating a growth mindset, a concept championed by modern psychology. It's the belief that our abilities and intelligence can be developed through dedication and hard work. This mindset encourages us to embrace challenges, persist in the face of setbacks, and see effort as a path to mastery. Living authentically is also integral to personal excellence. It's about being true to ourselves and our values, even when it's challenging. It's about making choices that reflect who we are and who we aspire to be, and taking pride in our journey, including the struggles and triumphs. Practicing gratitude, as discussed earlier, is also tied to personal excellence. By appreciating what we have and where we are on our journey, we foster a positive outlook that supports our growth and well-being. So, let's commit to focusing on personal excellence. Let's set our own standards, embrace our unique paths, and take pride in our progress. Remember, it's not about being perfect, it's about being proud of who we are and how we live. It's about celebrating our efforts, learning from our experiences, and always striving to be the best versions of ourselves. Together, let's make personal excellence not just a goal, but a way of life. Number 5. Accept change. Here's the thing, accepting change is not just important, it's really necessary for our growth and happiness. The truth is, the only thing that stays the same in life is that things change. Learning to go with the flow and accept life's ups and downs makes dealing with them less scary and more exciting. The Stoics, ancient philosophers, had a smart way of looking at change. They saw it as a natural part of how the world works. Marcus Aurelius, one of them, said we should accept whatever happens to us because it's all part of our destiny. This means that every change, whether we like it or not, has its place in our life story. Seneca, another Stoic, warned us not to get too attached to how things are now because they will change eventually. He told us to be flexible and understand that change is important for our personal growth and happiness. Epicurus, a different philosopher, said we should figure out what we can control and what we can't. We can't control everything that happens, but we can control how we react to it. This way of thinking is really powerful when it comes to dealing with change. It's about focusing on how we respond to change, finding ways to grow from it, and moving forward with strength. But how can we get better at accepting change? First, we have to realize that change is just a part of life. It's natural and happens all the time. Seasons change, people come and go, and our bodies are always changing too. Second, we can practice mindfulness. This means paying attention to what's happening right now without getting too attached to it. This helps us accept when things change or end. Third, we can look for the lessons in change. Every change, even the hard ones, gives us a chance to learn and grow. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" we can ask, "What can I learn from this?" This change in how we think can help us grow as people. Aristotle, another ancient philosopher, said that living a good life is the key to being happy. And part of living a good life is being able to deal with change in a calm and wise way. It's about finding balance and peace even when things are changing around us. Modern psychology agrees with this idea. Seeing change as a chance to grow instead of something to be scared of can make us less stressed and anxious. It can also make us stronger and better at dealing with whatever comes our way. So, let's remember that change isn't something to be afraid of. It's a natural and important part of life that can bring us new experiences and help us grow. Let's face it with courage and openness, ready to embrace the opportunities it brings. Remember, going with the flow doesn't mean being passive. It means actively engaging with life, even when it's complicated. Let's navigate the changes with bravery, wisdom, and a heart open to all the possibilities ahead. Number 6. Emotional resilience. Have you ever felt like life just throws you one curveball after another? You're definitely not alone. When life dishes out its challenges, we're all thrown into a whirlwind of emotions. Whether it's anger, sadness, or frustration, it's all part of being human. But here's the thing, it's not just about feeling those emotions, it's about how we deal with them. And that's where the magic of emotional resilience comes in. Emotional resilience is like having a superpower that helps us navigate through life's storms with grace and come out even stronger on the other side. It's about acknowledging our emotions, understanding them, and then taking positive steps forward. We're not just swept away by the tide of our feelings, we're in control. The Stoics were all over this stuff. Take Marcus Aurelius, for example. He reminds us that we have power over our minds, not outside events. Once we realize this, we find strength we never knew we had. It's profound, isn't it? Emotional resilience is recognizing that while we might not control what happens to us, we absolutely control how we respond. Seneca's got some wisdom to share too. He teaches us how to face adversity without losing our cool. Life's hardships, they're tests of our character and resilience. By facing our feelings head-on, with understanding and patience, we become wiser and stronger. But how do we develop this emotional resilience? It starts with self-awareness. Being mindful of our emotions and reactions helps us understand ourselves better. We're allowed to feel what we're feeling, but instead of reacting impulsively, we can choose responses that align with our values and well-being. Aristotle talked about finding the golden mean, that balance between excess and deficiency. And guess what? It totally applies to emotional resilience too. We're all about finding that balanced response to our emotions, not letting them take over or burying them deep down. Now, Carl Jung? He's a psychology pioneer, and he's all about integrating all aspects of our psyche for wholeness. Part of that? Facing our emotions, understanding them, and learning from them. That's the heart of emotional resilience, right there. So, what do you do when you're caught up in strong emotions? First off, give yourself permission to feel. Acknowledge those emotions without judgment. Then, take a step back and figure out what triggered them. Reflection can give some serious insight into our emotional patterns. Epictetus had it right when he said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." We can choose to respond in constructive, healing ways instead of just reacting. Developing emotional resilience is a journey. It involves mindfulness, self-reflection, and patience. It's about building a toolkit of coping strategies, whether it's journaling, talking to a friend, or practicing relaxation techniques. And hey, don't forget to treat yourself with kindness and compassion along the way. Emotional resilience isn't about never feeling negative emotions. It's about riding those waves with grace and coming out stronger and more self-aware. By developing emotional resilience, we empower ourselves to face life's challenges with courage and poise. Let's embrace this journey together, folks. Supporting each other and becoming more emotionally resilient means living a more fulfilling life. Number 7. Ignore what others think about you. In a world where social media reigns supreme, where likes, follows, and comments often seem to determine our self-worth, it's all too easy to get caught up in the trap of measuring ourselves by the opinions of others. But here's the liberating truth: your value doesn't come from external validation. It's about staying true to who you are, embracing your authenticity, and living in harmony with your values. The ancient Stoic philosophers, those timeless beacons of wisdom, had much to say about this. They taught that our inner peace and freedom come from focusing on what we can control: our actions, our thoughts, our integrity, not the ever-changing opinions of others. Marcus Aurelius, the great Roman emperor, once pondered why we often hold others' opinions in higher regard than our own. This observation underscores the paradox many of us face, valuing others' judgments over our own self-assessment. Seneca echoed this sentiment, emphasizing the importance of living a life true to oneself, not one dictated by the expectations or approval of others. True contentment, he believed, arises from living a life aligned with our principles and values. Epictetus taught us that worrying about others' opinions is beyond our control and therefore a waste of energy. Instead, he urged us to focus on our own actions and on living virtuously, for that's where our true power lies. So, how do we begin caring less about what others think and more about being true to ourselves? Firstly, understand that you are the architect of your own life story. You hold the pen to define your worth, not society, not your social media followers, nor the people around you. Ground your self-esteem in your own values, kindness, and efforts to be your best self. Secondly, practice self-reflection. Ask yourself, whose life am I living? Am I making choices based on my desires or trying to fit into someone else's mold? Reflecting on these questions can help realign your actions with your true self. Thirdly, embrace vulnerability. Being true to yourself means being open about your flaws and imperfections, understanding that perfection is an illusion. It's okay to be a work in progress, to make mistakes, and learn from them. This authenticity attracts the right people into your life, those who appreciate the real you. Furthermore, remember Aristotle's concept of the golden mean, finding balance in life. Apply this to your concern for others' opinions by striking a healthy balance between considering constructive feedback and maintaining your autonomy and self-worth. Incorporating a Stoic mindset into our lives means understanding that our worth is determined by our virtues, our actions, and our commitment to living a meaningful life, not by external accolades or approval. It's about building a strong inner fortress that remains unshaken by the fleeting opinions of others. Let's commit to valuing ourselves for who we truly are, not for the likes, follows, or approval we receive. Let's be courageous in our authenticity, living lives that resonate with our deepest truths. Remember, your worth is inherent and unique. By being true to yourself, you shine your light in the most genuine way possible. Let's not just navigate life, but thrive in it, with the confidence that comes from knowing we are living authentically, aligned with our values and true to ourselves. Number 8. Practice gratitude. It's truly captivating how a straightforward idea can profoundly affect our existence. It's all about redirecting our attention to what we possess instead of fixating on what we lack. This practice can be truly transformative, especially during those challenging days that seem like a constant struggle. The Stoics, wise as they were, had much to say about gratitude. They believed that happiness doesn't stem from accumulation, but from appreciating what we already possess. Marcus Aurelius frequently emphasized the importance of living in the present and finding joy in life's simple pleasures. He famously said, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." This, he noted, is the pure essence of gratitude, recognizing the value of life itself and the myriad of gifts it offers us each day. Seneca discussed how our desires often mislead us, leaving us in a perpetual pursuit of more without finding true contentment. He suggested that by focusing on our current blessings and understanding that the best things in life are already within our reach, we can find genuine satisfaction. Epictetus, known for his pragmatic approach to Stoicism, encouraged his followers to appreciate their present circumstances, whatever they may be. He believed that by accepting and finding value in our current situation, we could lead a more fulfilling life. But how do we cultivate gratitude, especially when life presents challenges? It starts by making it a daily ritual. Each morning or evening, take a moment to reflect on 3 things you're thankful for. It could be as simple as a warm cup of coffee, a heartening conversation with a friend, or the breathtaking beauty of a sunset. This practice helps rewire our brains to focus on the positive, boosting our mood and overall perspective on life. Gratitude also entails embracing challenges and finding lessons within them. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" we can ask, "What can I learn from this?" This shift in perspective enables us to appreciate our experiences, both favorable and unfavorable, as valuable steps on our journey. Moreover, practicing gratitude strengthens our connections with others. By expressing appreciation for the people in our lives, we not only uplift their spirits but also fortify our relationships. A simple thank you can go a long way in showing someone they are valued and loved. Aristotle stressed the importance of recognizing the goodness in our lives and striving for a virtuous existence. He believed that gratitude was integral to achieving eudaimonia, or true happiness, as it allows us to appreciate the goodness around us and within ourselves. Even modern psychology corroborates the benefits of gratitude. Studies have demonstrated that regular practice of gratitude leads to reduced anxiety, improved sleep, and a more positive outlook on life. As Carl Jung aptly noted, the word happiness would lose its meaning if it were not balanced by sadness. By acknowledging and being grateful for the full spectrum of our experiences, we discover a deeper, more authentic form of happiness. So let's make gratitude a cornerstone of our daily lives. Let's celebrate the small victories, cherish moments of connection, and find joy in life's simple pleasures. By focusing on what we have, not what we lack, we can cultivate a sense of abundance and happiness that radiates from within. Remember, it's not happiness that brings us gratitude, it's gratitude that brings us happiness. So let's raise our glasses half full and toast to the beauty of gratitude in our lives. Cheers to finding the silver lining even on the cloudiest of days. Number 9. Focus on what you can control. In the wise words of the great Stoic philosopher Epictetus, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Take a moment to let that sink in. Traffic jams, bad weather, negative comments, these are all things outside our control. No matter how much we wish otherwise, we can't change them. What we can change, however, is how we react to them. This concept isn't just ancient wisdom, it's grounded in modern psychology as well. Carl Jung, a titan in the field of psychology, famously said, "I am not what happened to me, I am what I choose to become." This perfectly aligns with Stoic practice. It's about recognizing that the only real power we have lies in our reactions, thoughts, and actions. Let's unpack this a bit. Imagine you're stuck in a traffic jam, running late for an important meeting. You could spend that time seething in anger, honking your horn, and stressing out actions that, let's be honest, won't make the cars ahead move any faster. Or, you could take a deep breath, accept the situation, and perhaps use the time to listen to a podcast, an audiobook, or simply enjoy some music. The traffic hasn't changed, but your response to it has. And with that shift, your stress levels drop and your day starts to look a bit brighter. This Stoic principle of focusing on what we can control extends far beyond dealing with traffic or weather. It applies to our personal goals, our reactions to others, and our approach to life's obstacles. As Marcus Aurelius, another heavyweight in Stoic philosophy, reminds us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. So, the next time you find yourself getting worked up over something outside your control, remember these wise words from our Stoic friends. Ask yourself, is this within my control? If it's not, let it go. Focus on your reaction, your mindset, and your actions. This simple shift can have a profound impact on your stress levels and overall happiness. It's not always easy, but it's worth practicing every day. Remember, it's about progress, not perfection. And as we learn to focus more on what's in our control, we'll find ourselves not just surviving life's challenges, but thriving in spite of them. Number 10. Be compassionate. In the vast tapestry of existence, we're all travelers on the same journey, no matter our differences. By embracing understanding and compassion, we weave threads of kindness into the fabric of our world, making it a warmer, more caring place. Consider the Stoics, those ancient sages whose wisdom still illuminates our path. They spoke of the interconnectedness of humanity, emphasizing the virtues of empathy and kindness. Marcus Aurelius, for instance, reminded us that we are inherently social beings, designed to live in harmony. What benefits the hive, benefits the bee, he said, underscoring how our well-being is tied to that of others. Seneca, too, stressed the significance of treating others with generosity. He believed that by extending compassion, we enrich both the recipient and ourselves. Even towards those who wrong us, Seneca urged understanding, recognizing their struggles and limitations. Then there's Epictetus, who urged us to see the world through the eyes of others. While we mustn't condone harmful behavior, he encouraged empathy, understanding that everyone has their reasons. But how do we put these lofty ideals into practice in our everyday lives? It begins with listening, truly listening, to those around us. By immersing ourselves in their stories, we bridge the gaps between us, cultivating a sense of shared humanity. Acts of kindness, no matter how small, also play a vital role. A smile, a kind word, a listening ear, they all hold the power to brighten someone's day. Through these simple gestures, we affirm others' worth and validity. Being present for others in times of need is equally crucial. Without judgment, we offer support and understanding, recognizing the inherent value in every person, regardless of our differences. Aristotle spoke of friendship as the cornerstone of a fulfilling life. True friends, he believed, share in each other's joys and sorrows, supporting one another with empathy and understanding. Modern psychology echoes these ancient teachings, demonstrating how compassion and empathy enrich not only our relationships but also our own emotional well-being. By caring for others, we foster a sense of purpose and belonging in our own lives. So, let's remember that every face holds a story, every action a reason. By extending understanding and care, we sprinkle kindness like confetti, creating ripples of compassion that transform the world, one act of empathy at a time. Number 11. Live in the present moment. In the bustling hum of our daily lives, we often hear the phrase live in the now. But what does that really mean? And why is it so vital? Living in the present moment is about fully immersing yourself in the experience of where you are right this second. It's about refusing to let your mind drift to the anxieties of tomorrow or the regrets of yesterday. It's a recognition that life, with all its complexities, beauty, and surprises, unfolds in the present. This idea isn't new. It's a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy, echoed by great minds like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus. Modern psychologists and thinkers continue to reiterate its importance. Let's delve into the wisdom of the Stoics. Marcus Aurelius once urged, "Do not dwell in the past, do not dream of the future, concentrate the mind on the present moment." He understood that the power of the present lies in its ability to ground us, to clear our minds of distractions, and allow us to savor life's richness as it happens. But why is it so challenging to stay present? Our minds are often cluttered with worries about the future or replaying past events. This constant mental noise pulls us away from the beauty and potential of the here and now. As the renowned psychologist Carl Jung observed, the least of things with a meaning is worth more in life than the greatest of things without it. Living in the present moment infuses meaning into our daily experiences, enriching our lives immeasurably. Aristotle spoke of the importance of mindfulness in achieving eudaimonia, a state of flourishing and well-being. By focusing on the present, we can live virtuously, making the most of our human experience. So, how can we practice living in the now? It begins with mindfulness, the art of paying attention to the present moment without judgment. When you eat, savor each bite. When you walk, feel the ground beneath your feet. Actively listen when someone speaks to you, instead of planning your response. These simple acts of mindfulness bring us back to the present, making our lives richer and more meaningful. Seneca offered this wisdom: true happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future. He understood that anxiety about the future or dwelling on the past only serves to diminish our happiness in the present. Living in the present isn't about ignoring the future or forgetting the past. It's about finding a balance. We learn from our past and plan for our future without letting those activities consume our present. It's in this balance that we find peace and contentment. Remember, every moment is an opportunity to reset and refocus on the now. It's in the present that we truly live, love, and create memories. Let's make a conscious effort to be more present in our lives. Let's cherish the now, for this moment, right here, is where life truly happens. Number 12. Death is certain. From the sagacious Marcus Aurelius to the profound Seneca and the insightful Epictetus, they shared a concept not to instill fear, but to ignite a deeper reverence for every moment. They believed that by embracing the inevitability of death, we could live with a profound awareness, grateful for the present. Marcus Aurelius, in his meditations, often contemplated the fleeting nature of life, urging us to live authentically and to seize the time we're allotted. You could leave life right now, he wrote, let that determine what you do and say and think. It was not a call to moroseness but a call to action, a plea to focus on what truly matters, to discard trivialities, and to live with purpose and integrity. Seneca, too, echoed this sentiment, urging us not to squander our time on frivolities but to carve out a life of meaning. He believed that facing death squarely encourages wisdom and enriches our relationships and experiences. Epictetus emphasized the importance of living in the present, recognizing that our time is finite. By acknowledging our mortality, we're driven to live ethically and to savor the richness of life. But how do we incorporate memento mori into our lives without succumbing to darkness? It begins with a shift in perspective. Instead of fearing death, we can see it as a beacon, guiding us to live fully in the present. It's about embracing today, not deferring happiness to an uncertain future. Consider the dreams you've deferred. Whether it's pursuing a passion, reconnecting with loved ones, or relishing the small joys of everyday life, memento mori reminds us not to take our time for granted. It urges us to live authentically, to speak our truth, to love openly, and to be fully present. This concept also teaches us to appreciate the impermanence of life, deepening our gratitude for every fleeting moment. When we recognize that our time is limited, we cherish our experiences, live mindfully, and express gratitude for the people who enrich our lives. So let's embrace memento mori not as a harbinger of fear, but as a catalyst for growth and gratitude. Let it guide us to make choices aligned with our deepest values, to cherish our relationships, and to savor the beauty of each passing moment. In embracing memento mori, we find not fear, but a celebration of life. Let's make every moment count, not out of fear of its end, but out of love for life itself. Let's live in such a way that when our time does come, we can look back with no regrets, knowing we embraced life fully, loved deeply, and enjoyed the incredible journey it offered. First of all, if you have made it this far in the video, then congratulations, as you have just learned some of the greatest Stoic principles that can help you thrive in the 21st century. Now I will share a great activity that you can perform almost every day, but doing it on the very first day requires a little bit more effort. If you have been watching this video while running, or while working out, or while driving to your workplace, then I recommend you to perform this activity once you are back home. As most of you might know, motivation comes and goes, but what can really help you get up and work is fear. Fear can really help you achieve anything you have ever wanted, and make you mentally strong in the process. So what I want you to do is take a piece of paper and a pen. If these two stationary items are unavailable right now, you can use your iPad, iPhone, or smartphone, but really try to get what I am about to tell you handwritten as soon as you possibly can. To start, divide this piece of paper into two different sections. On the left side, write what and where you want to be in the next 3 or 5 years from now. You can go into as much detail as you want. So for example, in 3 years from now you want to have an excellent physique, a great loving and beautiful partner, a thriving business, a wonderful bank balance. Now once that's done, On the right side of the paper, write what will happen if you don't work and achieve your goals. So just like the previous example, it might sound a bit harsh, but you will still have a not so good physique. You might still be stuck in the job that you hate. Your relationships might not be the best, and so on. Once again, go into as many details as you possibly can. Stick this paper in your bedroom, or on your study or work desk, and look at it every single day. I really want you to be the person on the left side of the paper, so get going and transform your life completely and become the best version of yourself. Advantage number 1, silence is a potent teacher, and Stoic philosophy underscores its power. Many dread silence, fearing it as a lonely void or shunning it to grasp for external validation. This fear propels them into a never-ending chase for attention and approval, eroding their inner resilience. Yet, solitude, often found in the quiet moments, offers a profound gift. In the depths of silence, we confront our true selves, shedding the masks we wear for the world. In this introspective stillness, we unearth our inner strength, realizing that our worth isn't tethered to external affirmations. Stoicism urges us to embrace solitude as a mirror reflecting our essence, empowering us to stand firm despite external influences. Imagine you're a high school student gearing up for a crucial exam. While classmates chatter endlessly about study methods and seek reassurance, you embrace the Stoic approach. Rather than seeking external validation, you dive into moments of quiet reflection, assessing your own readiness. In the silence, you confront your abilities and realize your worth is self-derived, unaffected by peer opinions. This inner strength keeps you focused and composed amidst the exam pressure. Advantage number 2, think strategically. We're constantly bombarded by noise, endless notifications, and the chaos of the world. But in silence, we find the space to think, strategize, and chart our path forward. History's greatest minds knew the significance of silence and focus. They harnessed this power to make critical decisions and achieve incredible success. The quiet mind is where innovation is born. When you eliminate distractions, your mind can wander freely, making connections and finding solutions you might not have seen amidst the noise. In the midst of chaos, the silent strategist remains calm, seeing the bigger picture, the grand chessboard of life, and making moves with intent. In a world overwhelmed with data, silence allows us to separate the trivial from the vital. In these quiet moments, we can distinguish noise from the signal. The silent practitioner knows the power of being present, fully engaged in the task at hand. This deep focus creates a wellspring of productivity and creativity. When you finally speak, your words carry weight. In silence, you've examined every angle, considered every option, and decided with clarity. Silence doesn't mean inaction, it means thoughtful, purposeful action. It's the pause before the decisive move, the breath before the leap. In the quiet of nature, we find tranquility. We rediscover the power of simplicity and the wisdom of silence. Embrace the power of silence, eliminate distractions, and think strategically. It's in these moments that you truly become the master of your destiny. Gautama Buddha, another luminary of wisdom, urged us to be discerning with our words. He advised that before we speak, we should consider 3 crucial questions. Is it of value? Is it necessary? Will it bring about positive change? This practice of filtering speech is at the heart of cultivating inner silence. Silence and concentration share an intimate bond in Stoic philosophy. In the stillness of our minds, distractions fade, and our focus sharpens. It's in this quietude that our thoughts gain clarity, allowing us to ponder deeply. While many may think that speaking and thinking are inseparable, Stoic teachings reveal the profound strength found in the ability to remain silent and reflect before we utter a single word. Through this, we unlock the power of true concentration. Advantage number 3. In the realm of Stoic wisdom, silence isn't passivity. It's a strategic move that can disarm opponents and lead to victory. It's the art of waiting for the perfect moment, akin to a chess player contemplating their next move. Sun Tzu, the ancient military strategist and philosopher, understood this concept well. He often employed silence as a powerful tactic. Sun Tzu's strategic thinking, as a military strategist and ancient Chinese philosopher, contains profound insights into the importance of silence in achieving victory. Sun Tzu wrote about this principle in his famous work, The Art of War. In this work, he not only discussed how to use armies effectively but also focused on psychology and strategy. One of Sun Tzu's famous pieces of advice is, do not reveal your intentions to your opponent. Make them speculate and guess. He emphasized that silence and mystery can create psychological pressure on the opponent, making them puzzled and speculative about your intentions and actions. Sun Tzu also noted that saving words not only helps you avoid disclosing your decisions, but also allows you to listen and observe your opponent more keenly. By demonstrating patience and composure, you can create an impression of confidence and wisdom. Sun Tzu used examples of using silence to make opponents face uncertainty about his decisions and actions. This strategy often accompanied the creation of ambiguity and unpredictability to generate doubt in the opponent's mind. This helped him achieve many significant victories in military history, demonstrating the power of silence in warfare and strategy. Therefore, Sun Tzu not only deeply understood Stoic philosophy but also knew how to apply it to create effective strategies on the battlefield and in life. Picture a battlefield in the midst of the art of war, where soldiers anticipate your every move, yet you remain silent. In that stillness, tension builds, making your adversaries uneasy. Their minds cloud with uncertainty as they wonder about your intentions. Distracted by the silence, their focus shifts from their objective to you and your strategies. This ancient strategy, rooted in Stoic principles, is a testament to the profound impact of silence. It underscores the idea that sometimes, saying nothing achieves more than words ever could. So, as we delve into the advantages of silence today, remember the strategic power it holds. Through silence, you can outmaneuver challenges and adversaries with wisdom and finesse. Advantage number 4, silence possesses a magnetic quality, especially in group settings. In a world often filled with noise, the person who chooses silence stands out like a beacon of serenity. Have you ever found yourself in a bustling room, where conversations hummed around you, and then suddenly, there's a moment of silence? It's in that pause that everyone's attention unknowingly shifts towards the quiet presence in the room. Imagine a classroom where the teacher struggles to maintain control amidst continuous chatter. It's a scene where the teacher's voice competes with the constant buzz of conversations, making it challenging to convey important information. When the teacher pauses, even for a brief moment, a hush descends over the room as students instinctively redirect their attention. In this scenario, the classroom atmosphere is fraught with distractions, hindering the learning process. The teacher's efforts to deliver a meaningful lesson are met with the constant hum of side conversations, creating a chaotic learning environment. However, there's a glimmer of hope, the momentary silence that follows the teacher's pause, indicating that students possess the capacity to refocus. It's a reminder that with effective classroom management and engagement strategies, even the most restless students can be drawn back into the world of learning. This shift in focus is a testament to the power of silence. In the midst of noise, silence becomes the center of attention, making it a potent tool for effective communication and influence. Echoing the wisdom of Stoic philosophy, in the tranquil embrace of silence, there lies a remarkable power, the power to enchant, the power to radiate charisma. Charisma isn't always about eloquent speech or flamboyant gestures. It often starts with the silent strength within. The silent listener holds a unique charm. They don't just hear words, they absorb the unsaid emotions and nuances. Kindness, too, can be a magnetic force. The simple act of being compassionate and helpful can silently win hearts. The charismatic leader isn't just about giving orders, they inspire through their actions and by empowering those around them. When they do speak, They do so with purpose and conviction, making every word count. Silence isn't about isolation, it's about being present. The silent observer is often the life of the party. The power of a genuine smile, a thoughtful gesture, or a comforting touch is immeasurable. It silently touches the soul. So remember, in the quietude of your being, you can enchant others with charisma. Your presence and authenticity speak volumes. Embrace the silent art of charisma, and watch how it transforms your world and the world of those around you. Advantage number 5. In the realm of Stoic philosophy, silence emerges as a formidable ally in negotiations. It's a strategic pause that can wield remarkable results, especially when negotiations reach a critical juncture. Imagine you're in a salary negotiation. You've done your research, compared industry standards, and set clear expectations for your worth. As you sit across your manager, listening to the offer, you realize it falls short of your expectations. Instead of reacting immediately, you choose silence. This silence isn't just empty space, it's a tool. It allows you to collect your thoughts, preventing hasty reactions that could sour the negotiation atmosphere. By remaining silent, you create a subtle pressure, nudging the other party to reassess their offer. Perhaps they'll sense your confidence and rethink their stance, leading to a revised proposal that better aligns with your expectations. This moment of silence becomes a pivotal point, shaping the direction of the negotiation. In essence, pausing and staying silent during a salary negotiation isn't just about controlling the conversation, it's about creating opportunities for adjustment and improvement. It's a strategic move that can tip the scales in your favor. Advantage number 6. Freedom from pride and arrogance awaits in the grandeur of silence. Here lies the wisdom to shed the heavy armor of ego. True freedom isn't in flaunting greatness, but in recognizing our shared humanity. Acts of kindness require no applause, they are their own rewards. The silent giver finds joy in helping, knowing that humility isn't weakness but strength. It's the path to genuine self-improvement and understanding. Humility is the hallmark of those who wield words wisely. They don't crave the spotlight but revel in authenticity. It's in the grace to admit mistakes, the empathy for others, and the wisdom to learn. So, embrace the silence that speaks of humility, freeing yourself from pride and arrogance. Lesson number 10. Delayed gratification. Marcus Aurelius, the ancient Stoic philosopher, advocated a principle that transcends mere self-discipline. It's a gateway to greater freedom and profound satisfaction. In the Stoic perspective, mastering one's impulses through delayed gratification isn't about denying oneself pleasure. Instead, it's about attaining a higher form of fulfillment that resonates with one's values and long-term aspirations. Delayed gratification, as understood by the Stoics, entails strategically postponing immediate desires to secure more substantial and enduring rewards. It's about making choices that may not yield instant gratification but pave the way for lasting well-being and personal development. This principle holds particular significance in our contemporary culture of instant gratification, where the ability to wait for something better is a rare and precious skill. For Stoics like Aurelius, practicing delayed gratification was also about retaining mastery over one's desires. He argued that being enslaved to fleeting pleasures could strip away one's freedom, leaving them at the mercy of whims and impulses. Instead, by exercising restraint and basing our actions on reason and foresight, we cultivate a life not defined by temporary pleasures but by enduring tranquility and contentment. Incorporating delayed gratification into daily life can begin with simple habits. It could mean saving money rather than impulsively spending it, opting for a nutritious meal over fast food, or dedicating time to study or skill development instead of immediate leisure activities. Each of these choices reinforces the Stoic practice of prioritizing long-term benefits over short-term comforts. Furthermore, the benefits of this practice are extensive. Research in psychology supports the Stoic perspective, linking delayed gratification to better outcomes in career, education, health, and personal relationships. Individuals who can postpone immediate gratification often exhibit superior stress management, goal achievement, and lead healthier, more fulfilling lives. Lesson number 9. Believe in yourself. In the timeless wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, the notion of self-discipline echoes throughout his reflections, emphasizing the vital significance of self-reliance. To count on oneself isn't merely an act of independence, it's a fundamental tenet of Stoic philosophy, highlighting personal accountability and autonomy. This philosophy doesn't advocate for isolation or the rejection of assistance from others. Rather, it underscores the understanding that the ultimate responsibility for our actions, reactions, and personal growth lies within us. In Stoicism, the principle of focusing on what we can control reigns supreme. Aurelius frequently delved into the power of the self when facing life's myriad challenges. By relying on ourselves, we tap into our innate resilience and strength. This principle isn't about fostering arrogance, it's about cultivating confidence through competence and a profound understanding of our own capabilities and virtues. The concept of self-reliance is both liberating and daunting, especially in our modern, interconnected world where opinions and advice bombard us incessantly. Yet, Stoicism teaches us to filter out the noise and trust in our rational judgments. Aurelius believed that this internal guidance, rooted in reason and virtue, was the most reliable counsel one could have. Counting on ourselves also fosters autonomy in our decision-making. It empowers us to make choices that align with our values and principles, rather than succumbing to external pressures or fleeting emotions. This autonomy is vital for maintaining personal integrity and living a life true to oneself. So, how do we truly learn to count on ourselves? It starts with small steps, making commitments and honoring them, setting personal goals and pursuing them independently, and taking time to reflect on our decisions and their alignment with our core values. Over time, these practices bolster our self-discipline, making us more resilient and grounded in the face of life's challenges. Lesson number 8. Work every day. Marcus Aurelius was a staunch advocate of the persistence principle, not just in body but in spirit, day in and day out. For him, this wasn't about sporadic, monumental efforts, but the quiet, steady dedication to daily tasks that shape a disciplined life. To Aurelius, showing up every day was more than a routine, it was living in harmony with nature, actively participating in life, and contributing to the world through our actions, no matter how small. Each day, he saw as a new opportunity, not for grand battles, but for proving one's commitment to principles and duties. In a world full of distractions and fleeting motivations, consistency gains even more significance. It's easy to feel inspired one day and off track the next, but Stoicism teaches us the value of steady, everyday effort. It's not the intensity, but the regularity of our actions that cultivates true discipline. This doesn't mean every day needs to be a masterpiece of productivity. Rather, it's about not letting a day slip by unnoticed or unutilized. Whether it's advancing in our careers, improving our health, or deepening our relationships, progress in any area requires the simple, often overlooked commitment to show up every day. Moreover, showing up every day is deeply intertwined with the Stoic practice of mindfulness, being present in the now and doing today's work today, without the burdens of yesterday's failures or tomorrow's worries. Marcus Aurelius wrote extensively about focusing on the present, about doing the task at hand to the best of one's ability. This focus is what turns routine into ritual and effort into improvement. To cultivate this discipline, start small. Decide what showing up means for you. It could be as simple as writing a single paragraph of that book you've been meaning to write, doing a 5-minute workout, or spending 10 uninterrupted minutes with a loved one. The scale isn't what transforms us, it's the act of showing up itself. Every day that you meet your commitment, you reinforce your willpower and build the resilience that defines Stoic philosophy. By adopting this daily practice, you embody the Stoic belief in personal responsibility and continuous self-improvement. You become a living testament to the idea that while we may not control the outcomes, we can control our efforts. In the consistent act of showing up, we find the discipline necessary to lead a purposeful and fulfilling life. Lesson number 7: Ignore haters. In the realm of personal growth, there's a concept that transcends mere disregard for negative feedback. It's about forging a mental resilience that anchors you to your beliefs and objectives, even when others doubt or criticize you. For Stoics, the endorsement or disapproval of others lies outside our sphere of control, and thus, it shouldn't dictate our sense of worth or direction. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic philosopher and Roman emperor, delved extensively into this idea, stressing the importance of focusing solely on actions and beliefs within our own domain of control. He believed that genuine tranquility emanates from within and remains impervious to external judgment. Stoic indifference isn't about brushing off others, it's about nurturing an internal locus of control. It teaches us to filter out distractions that hinder our progress or contradict our values. In today's world, where opinions abound and criticism is just a click away, ignoring detractors is imperative. While constructive criticism can be a catalyst for growth, baseless negativity shouldn't derail us. Stoicism urges us to assess the source and intention behind criticism. Is it informed? Is it well-intentioned? Does it resonate with our values? Moreover, embracing this principle requires constructing a personal philosophy sturdy enough to withstand external pressures. It's about having faith in our decisions and actions, not out of hubris, but from a profound understanding of our values and objectives. This is the daily practice of Marcus Aurelius, not just as a ruler, but as a human striving for virtue in a complex world. Ignoring naysayers also fortifies our emotional resilience, making us less susceptible to negativity and more attuned to our long-term goals. In a society fixated on social validation, the ability to break free from this cycle and remain true to oneself is both rare and empowering. By embracing the Stoic practice of disregarding naysayers, we safeguard our mental space and consciously allocate our emotional energy. It's about silencing external distractions to focus on the internal dialogue that truly shapes our lives. Lesson number 6: Find your purpose. In the heart of Marcus Aurelius's philosophy lies the conviction that self-discipline commences with the discovery of your purpose. But what does it truly mean to uncover your purpose? It's about unveiling what genuinely resonates with you, what propels you at your core, and aligning your daily endeavors with that profound calling. Aurelius often mused about living in accordance with nature, which, in Stoic terms, entails understanding your place in the grand scheme of things and acting in harmony with your virtues. For Aurelius, purpose wasn't just some lofty notion, it was a pragmatic compass that directed every facet of his life, from the trivial to the monumental. He believed that grasping one's purpose is what propels you out of bed each morning, ready to confront the day's challenges. It's what anchors you when temptations lure you astray. And it's not about grandiose accomplishments or external commendations, but about fulfilling life's duties, executing each task with dedication and integrity. In the contemporary world, discovering your purpose can seem daunting. We inhabit a realm teeming with choices and diversions that can divert us from our authentic paths. This is where Stoic wisdom proves not merely beneficial, but imperative. Stoicism urges us to strip away the veneer of superficial desires and fleeting emotions to uncover what is truly essential for our well-being and evolution. It prompts us to query ourselves: what is genuinely worth my time and effort? How can my actions today contribute to the greater good and my personal growth? As we contemplate how to enact this principle in our lives, consider what naturally captivates you, where you find profound contentment, or what challenges you feel compelled to tackle. These are hints to your purpose. And once identified, the Stoic ritual of daily reflection becomes invaluable. By continually aligning your actions with your purpose, By declining what doesn't serve you and embracing what does, you cultivate the self-discipline requisite to lead a meaningful and impactful life. Let's internalize this wisdom from Marcus Aurelius and implement it daily. Each morning, ask yourself, what am I meant to do today? And each evening, reflect, have I remained true to my purpose? Over time, this practice will not only fortify your self-discipline but also transfigure your life into a more purposeful and gratifying odyssey. Lesson number 5. Focus on things you can control. This principle draws a line between what we control and what we don't, urging us to direct our energy towards what we can influence. It might seem simple, but it has a profound impact on how we handle life's hurdles, reducing anxiety and fostering a deeper sense of peace and resilience. So, what falls within our control? According to Stoicism, it's primarily our own actions, reactions, and judgments. Our thoughts, our will, our responses, these are the battlegrounds where we have agency. Everything external, like the weather, the actions of others, or global events, lies beyond our direct control. Marcus Aurelius hammered this point home in his Meditations, noting that getting upset over things outside our control is not only futile but harmful to our well-being. Practicing the dichotomy of control begins with this realization. While we can influence external events, we can't entirely control them. The Stoic accepts this not passively, but as a liberating truth. By focusing on our own actions and releasing our attachment to outcomes, we can maintain our tranquility and effectiveness regardless of circumstances. This doesn't mean becoming indifferent or detached. Instead, it's about engaging more constructively with the world, channeling our efforts where they can truly make a difference. Applying the dichotomy of control means asking ourselves, is this within my control, before reacting to any situation? If it's not, the Stoic practice is to let it go and move on. Of course, this is easier said than done. It requires practice, mindfulness, and occasional reminders of what truly lies within our sphere of influence. Moreover, this practice has practical implications for how we set goals and expect outcomes. While we strive for our goals, tying our happiness or self-worth to external factors sets us up for frustration. Instead, Stoicism teaches us to find satisfaction in the pursuit itself, in our adherence to our values, and in the effort we put forth. Marcus Aurelius and other Stoic philosophers didn't promise a life without challenges. Instead, they offered a strategy for maintaining inner peace and dignity regardless of life's ups and downs. By practicing this principle, we not only enhance our own lives but also influence those around us. Our example of calmness and resilience in the face of life's uncertainties can inspire others to do the same. Lesson number 4. Practice a few moments of hardship daily. The ancient Stoic practice, championed by the likes of Marcus Aurelius, transcends the mere act of deliberately making life challenging. It's a profound method of preparing oneself for life's unpredictable twists, fortifying resilience, and deepening appreciation for life's blessings. Aurelius and his fellow Stoics believed that willingly embracing discomfort primes the mind for times when life throws us curveballs. This can mean opting out of luxuries, enduring physical challenges, or simply making daily decisions that require self-denial. The rationale is clear. By becoming accustomed to hardship, sudden adversities won't knock us off balance. It's akin to training our mental resilience muscles, ensuring we can confront life's trials with a calm and composed mind. But why should we willingly choose discomfort in a world that constantly offers us comfort on a silver platter? The answer lies in the very essence of Stoic philosophy. Growth often occurs at the boundaries of our comfort zones. By willingly stepping into discomfort, we not only push our mental and emotional limits but also expand them. This practice isn't about punishing oneself, it's about shifting our perspective. Rather than seeing comfort as a necessity, we view it as a luxury that we can live without if we so choose. In embracing voluntary hardship, we also cultivate gratitude. It's easy to take everyday comforts for granted, but when we occasionally go without, we begin to appreciate them more deeply. Skipping a meal heightens gratitude for the food we have, while opting to walk instead of drive deepens gratitude for mobility and health. Furthermore, voluntary hardship connects us with the reality faced by many people involuntarily every day. This connection fosters empathy, humility, and a deeper understanding of the human condition, grounding us in the shared reality of our world. So how can we incorporate this practice into our lives? Start small. Choose something manageable, like waking up an hour earlier than usual, limiting technology use for a day, or taking the stairs instead of the elevator. The key isn't in the scale of the hardship, but in its regularity and intention. Each act of voluntary discomfort is a step toward greater mental fortitude and self-discipline. Lesson number 3. Don't act like a victim. In the vast landscape of personal development, one philosophy stands out with unwavering clarity: the profound ethos of personal responsibility intertwined with the Stoic commitment to self-mastery. This isn't just about weathering life's storms, it's about dancing in the rain with an unyielding spirit. Stoicism, with its roots firmly planted in ancient wisdom, beckons us to seize the reins of control over our perceptions and reactions. At its core lies a simple yet potent truth: our happiness and peace of mind are not dictated by the whims of external circumstances, but rather by our internal state. Picture this: instead of viewing ourselves as unfortunate victims of fate, we become the architects of our own destiny. Each trial, each tribulation, becomes a test, an opportunity to flex our resilience muscles. It's about shifting the lens through which we view the world, from focusing on what happens to us, to how we respond to what happens. Consider this: every external event, no matter how dire, comes with a choice. Do we allow it to define us, to mold us into victims, or do we rise above, steering our ship with unwavering resolve? By choosing the latter, we reject the notion that our emotional well-being is at the mercy of external forces. But let's not mistake this for denial. It's about embracing our challenges head-on, while acknowledging our capacity to transcend them. It's about transforming adversity into opportunity, stumbling blocks into stepping stones. So how do we put this philosophy into action? It starts with a deep introspection of our habitual responses to adversity. Do we point fingers, seeking external scapegoats, or do we take ownership of our reactions? Do we waste precious energy lamenting our circumstances, or do we channel that energy into constructive action? This isn't about stifling our emotions. It's about understanding them, harnessing them, and channeling them towards growth. It's about embracing the full spectrum of human experience: pain, joy, disappointment, and triumph, and emerging stronger on the other side. Moreover, Stoicism invites us to view every obstacle as an opportunity to hone our virtues, to sculpt our character. It's a call to arms, challenging us to embody fortitude, perseverance, and resilience in the face of adversity. And herein lies the beauty of Stoicism: by refusing to play the victim, we reclaim our emotional independence. We erect an inner fortress of calm and equanimity, from which we navigate life's tumultuous seas with grace and poise. Now, let's be clear: this isn't about becoming Stoic automatons, devoid of feeling or passion. It's about achieving a state of emotional balance, where our happiness isn't held hostage by external circumstances. It's about living in alignment with our deepest principles, regardless of the storms that rage around us. So, my friends, let us embrace the Stoic ideal. Let us seize control of our destinies, navigate life's twists and turns with unwavering resolve, and emerge stronger, wiser, and more resilient than ever before. Lesson number 2: review and reflect your day. Reflecting on your day goes beyond just listing events. It's a deep dive into your thoughts, actions, and reactions. It's about examining if these align with your values and Stoic virtues like wisdom, justice, courage, and moderation. This introspection is vital. It's a feedback loop that heightens awareness of your choices. For Stoics, this daily review isn't about dwelling on mistakes or self-criticism, it's about observation and adjustment. Marcus Aurelius used this to balance his duties as an emperor and his growth as a philosopher. Integrating this into modern life is immensely rewarding. Ending each day with quiet reflection, you ask, how did I handle challenges? Did I uphold my principles? What could I have done better? These questions deepen self-awareness and guide intentional living. This practice fosters peace and closure, addressing lingering thoughts and stresses directly. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to lose sight of deeper goals amid distractions. By reviewing your day honestly, you embrace gentle yet rigorous self-accountability, acknowledging strengths and areas for growth without judgment. This Stoic habit cultivates resilience and wisdom, making you both the student and teacher in your life's journey. It's about learning from experiences and embodying Stoic virtues. Over time, this practice transforms not just how you view days, but how you live, bringing you closer to your cherished ideals. Lesson number 1: find a company of wise people. In our quest for wisdom, we often turn to the lives of those who have mastered virtues we aim to cultivate. Emulating wise individuals isn't about mere imitation. It's about drawing inspiration from their examples to enrich our own character and judgment. Marcus Aurelius, despite his imperial status, frequently extolled the virtues of others, past and present. He viewed emulating these figures as a means to internalize their strengths and virtues. For Marcus and his fellow Stoics, wisdom wasn't merely theoretical knowledge but a practical tool for living well, best understood through the actions of those who effectively applied these principles. Selecting whom to emulate is crucial. It involves identifying individuals who embody Stoic virtues like wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. These individuals could be historical figures, contemporaries, or even characters from literature who exhibit resilience, ethical integrity, and rational thinking. The key is to find role models whose lives offer guidance on facing challenges with grace and determination. Today, this principle requires a deliberate choice of role models whose values resonate with our aspirations. It's more than admiration, it's about closely observing how these individuals navigate life, make decisions, and overcome adversity. By doing so, we ask ourselves, what aspects of their approach or mindset can I integrate into my own life for better conduct and decision-making? Emulating wise individuals bridges the gap between abstract philosophical concepts and everyday actions. It provides tangible examples of how Stoic principles can be lived out, making these ideals not only accessible but also compelling. When we witness the real-life impact of Stoic virtues in the lives of those we admire, it reinforces our commitment to growth and excellence. Engaging in this dynamic form of learning and self-improvement is proactive. By surrounding ourselves with the influence of virtuous individuals, we set high standards for our behavior and decisions. This propels us toward becoming the wise individuals we seek to emulate. If you have made it this far in the video, I have another great practice for you that can help you drastically improve self-discipline. It's called digital detox. In the era of digital dominance, we're swamped with notifications, social media, and instant gratification. But to truly master self-discipline, it's time for a digital detox. Take regular breaks from screens and reconnect with yourself. Mindful consumption is key in a world of excess. Be deliberate about what you consume, food, information, or possessions, and ask if it aligns with your values. Social media often breeds unhealthy comparisons. Remember, people showcase their highlights, not their everyday struggles. Focus on your growth, not on measuring up to others. As mentioned earlier, instant gratification is tempting in our modern world, but resist it. Embrace delayed gratification for long-term benefits over short-term pleasures. Harness modern technology for continuous learning. Dive into online courses, podcasts, and audiobooks daily to expand your knowledge and skills. Like the Stoics, use mindfulness to control your thoughts and actions in the digital realm. First, practice digital mindfulness by setting specific times for engaging with technology and disconnecting at other times. Mindful consumption involves pausing before consuming digital content to understand your intentions. Apply mindfulness to your work with deep, distraction-free sessions. Boost productivity and reinforce discipline. At the end of each day or week, reflect mindfully on your digital interactions. Adjust your habits to promote well-being and self-discipline. Number 1. Be patient. Marcus Aurelius often wrote about patience. He saw it not just as passive waiting, but as active engagement with the present moment, whatever it may hold. To him, being patient was akin to donning armor against the trials of life, transforming potential irritations into lessons of endurance and calm. Think about it. When you're stuck in traffic, there's a kind of freedom in accepting you can't move faster than the cars in front of you. It's an opportunity to listen to your favorite music, an audiobook, or simply to your own thoughts. This shift doesn't change the traffic, but it changes how you experience it, turning a frustrating wait into a moment of peace or even enjoyment. Similarly, when dealing with a challenging person, imagine if instead of reacting with irritation or anger, you respond with patience. You give yourself a moment to understand where they're coming from, to recognize that their behavior is more about their own struggles than anything else. This doesn't mean you accept bad behavior, but you respond to it with composure and thoughtfulness, which often diffuses tension and leads to better outcomes for everyone involved. Patience, in the Stoic sense, is about embracing the moment rather than fighting against it. It's about seeing the delay, the annoyance, or the obstacle as part of the path, not a deviation from it. Every moment of impatience is a chance to practice, to deepen your understanding of Stoicism, and to cultivate a serene mind. But how can we cultivate this patience in our everyday lives? It starts with awareness. Recognize when impatience is starting to bubble up inside you, then pause. Take a deep breath and remember Marcus Aurelius and the countless others who have faced far greater trials with patience and dignity. Another practical step is to adjust your expectations. Often, our impatience stems from things not going according to our plan. But if we remind ourselves that we're not in control of everything, only our response to things, we can set more realistic expectations and find peace in the unfolding of life. However it happens, view each test of patience as an opportunity, not a hurdle. Like a muscle that gets stronger with exercise, your capacity for patience grows every time you choose it over frustration or anger, and the rewards are immense: a calmer mind, less stress, and a reputation as someone who is composed and thoughtful even in challenging situations. Number 2. Honesty is the best policy. When it comes to honesty, it's more than just refraining from lying to others. Stoicism encourages us to dive deeper into honesty. It's about aligning our external actions and words with our internal values and beliefs. This alignment brings a sense of integrity and wholeness that's truly profound. Imagine the peace that comes from knowing your actions reflect your true self, not just a facade. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, emphasizes this deeply. He suggests that honesty isn't just morally right, it's also practical. Deceit requires constant upkeep, remembering lies, covering tracks, and living in fear of being exposed. On the contrary, honesty is simple and liberating. It frees us from the burden of deceit and allows us to live with ease and clarity. But here's the thing, honesty doesn't just impact our relationships with others, but also with ourselves. When we're honest with ourselves about our strengths, flaws, and desires, we open the door to genuine growth and self-acceptance. It's like decluttering our minds to make space for more peace, understanding, and authentic connections. However, embracing honesty isn't always easy. It takes courage and vulnerability. It means admitting when we're wrong, facing our mistakes, and dealing with the consequences. But the rewards, trust, respect, and a clear conscience are invaluable. So, how can we cultivate this virtue in our daily lives? It starts with small steps. Practice transparency in your interactions. Reflect on your day and acknowledge moments where you might not have been entirely honest. Ask yourself why and how you can improve. Remember, it's a journey, and every step towards honesty is a step towards a more serene and meaningful life. We've all experienced that sharp sting when someone's words or actions seem to hit us right where it hurts. Seneca, with his profound understanding of human nature, encourages us to look beyond the surface. He suggests that when someone acts in a hurtful or offensive way, it's often not about us at all. People act based on their perceptions, struggles, and history. It's like everyone is wearing a unique pair of glasses that colors how they see everything, including us. Think about a time when you snapped at someone or acted out of character. Chances are, you were dealing with something else: stress, fear, insecurity, or just a bad day. Now, if we can recognize this in ourselves, why not extend that same understanding to others? This perspective shift, which Seneca advocates, is about empathy, but it's also about self-preservation. When we stop taking things personally, we release ourselves from unnecessary pain, as if setting down a heavy burden we've been carrying. Suddenly, we can breathe, move, and live more freely. But how do we actually do this, especially when our emotions are already flaring up? It starts with a pause. When you feel that rush of hurt or anger, just pause. Take a breath and remind yourself of Seneca's words: "This might not be about me at all." This simple act of pausing can prevent a reactive spiral and give you space to choose a more reasoned response. It's also about building resilience and understanding. The more we remind ourselves that we don't have the full picture of what someone else is going through, the less likely we are to be wounded by their actions or words. And when we do get hurt, because it will happen, we can treat it as a practice ground for our Stoic principles. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can it help me grow? In embracing this Stoic approach, we not only protect our peace of mind, but also open ourselves up to more compassionate and meaningful interactions. We become less reactive, more understanding, and in a way, more connected to the humanity in everyone we meet. Number 3, eliminate negativity. It seems everywhere we turn, social media, news outlets, even our daily interactions, there's a barrage of negativity, criticism, and yes, the haters. It can be exhausting. But they don't have to dictate your happiness. Marcus Aurelius often wrote about maintaining one's inner peace amidst external turmoil. He spoke of the inner citadel, a fortress within us that no external negativity can breach unless we allow it. This concept is incredibly empowering. Think about it. You have the power to create and maintain a space of peace and calm within you, no matter what storms rage outside. So, how do we shut out the negativity and safeguard our inner fortress? First and foremost, it's about acknowledging what we can and cannot control. We can't control the words or actions of others, the harsh criticisms they throw our way, or the unkind rumors they spread. But what we can control is our response. We can choose not to get involved, not to let their negativity seep into us, and not to let it disrupt our peace of mind. Another vital strategy from the Stoic playbook is to delve into the intentions behind the negativity. Often, those who lash out are battling their own demons, struggling with insecurities or pain. Understanding this doesn't excuse their behavior, but it allows us to respond with empathy rather than defensiveness or rage. It enables us to see their negativity as their burden, not ours. Practicing mindfulness is also a potent tool in fortifying our inner fortress. When faced with negativity, take a moment to pause, breathe, and remind yourself that this negativity is temporary, it will pass. You don't have to let it dictate your day or your mood. By staying grounded and present, you can maintain your inner peace. Surrounding yourself with positivity is crucial. Engage with uplifting content, connect with supportive individuals, and fill your surroundings with things that bring you joy. Remember, You have the power to shape your own life experience. Choose positivity and let negativity slide away. Remember, shutting out the haters isn't about building walls or becoming indifferent. It's about directing your energy and attention where it matters. It's about safeguarding your inner peace and resilience so you can tackle challenges with grace. Number 4. Become an example. Epictetus knew a thing or two about adversity and integrity. He didn't just lecture about Stoicism in the classroom, he lived it every single day, and he encouraged his students to do the same. To embody your philosophy is about making your life a testament to your values, letting your actions speak louder than your words. Imagine the ripple effect you can create by simply living out your principles. When you show kindness, even in challenging situations, others take notice. It might inspire them to act kindly in turn. When you demonstrate integrity, refusing to compromise on your values, it sets a standard for those around you. And when you face adversity with resilience, maintaining a calm and composed demeanor, it can be a beacon of hope for others who are struggling. But how do we actually do this? How do we become an example for others? It starts with self-reflection. Take a moment to consider the values that are truly important to you. What principles do you want to guide your life? Once you have clarity on these, strive to align your actions with your values. It's about making conscious choices every day that reflect who you are and what you stand for. Of course, nobody's perfect. We all have our moments of weakness, our lapses in judgment. But being an example isn't about perfection. It's about striving, about making a genuine effort to live according to your ideals even when it's hard. And when you do slip up, it's about owning your mistakes, learning from them, and moving forward with even greater resolve. Another key aspect of being an example is consistency. It's not just about doing the right thing when it's easy or when people are watching. It's about being consistent in your values whether you're in the spotlight or alone. This consistency builds trust and respect, and it's what truly sets an example for others. Let's take inspiration from Epictetus and strive to be living embodiments of our philosophy. Whether it's kindness, integrity, resilience, or any other virtue, let's bring it to life in our actions. Remember, you have the power to inspire, to influence, and to make a positive impact on the world around you. Be the change you wish to see, and watch how your example can light the way for others. Number 5. Completely ignore others' opinions. Do you ever find yourself tangled in the web of others' opinions? We often sacrifice our peace of mind trying to fit into molds created by others. But what if we pause to dive into the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius? He emphasized the futility of seeking external approval, urging us to break free from the chains of validation. Imagine the freedom of being unapologetically you. It's your own approval you truly need. So why not make your thoughts about your true self, your values, and your actions? When you're aligned with your beliefs, there's a profound peace that external validation can't match. But how do we care less about what others think? It starts with understanding and reaffirming your values. What do you stand for? What matters most to you? Embracing your uniqueness attracts the right people into your life, those who appreciate you for who you truly are. It's about quality, not quantity. Remember, people's opinions are just that, opinions. They're subjective and often more about the person expressing them than about you. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, the only true validation comes from within, from living a life aligned with your values and principles. Number 6. Love your actions. While Stoicism may seem focused on rationality, love also holds a significant place. Seneca tells us that love isn't just a feeling, it's an action. It's an active, vibrant energy that we radiate into the world, and it has a beautiful way of coming back to us, often from unexpected sources. But what does it mean to be full of love in a Stoic sense? It's about approaching every interaction and every person with goodwill and benevolence. It's about seeing the humanity in everyone, even those who are difficult to deal with. It means genuinely wishing well for others, desiring their happiness and well-being, regardless of their feelings toward us. This isn't always easy, especially in the face of negativity or hostility, but it's a stance that can transform not only our lives, but also the lives of those around us. Being full of love also entails practicing forgiveness and understanding. Everyone is fighting their own battles, carrying their own burdens. By choosing love and compassion, we lighten their load and our own. Moreover, Stoicism teaches us that love extends beyond our relationships with people. It's about cultivating a loving relationship with life itself, embracing all its ups and downs. It's finding joy in the simple things, appreciating the beauty around us, and engaging with the world in a positive, meaningful manner. How do we infuse our lives with the Stoic embrace of love? Let's start small. Offer a kind word to a stranger, show appreciation to those dear to you, and practice gratitude daily. Reflect on your actions and intentions, asking yourself if they stem from love and kindness. When faced with negativity or unkindness, respond with understanding and compassion. Being full of love doesn't mean being naive or turning a blind eye to the world's harsh realities. It's about confronting those realities with love rather than fear or anger, a courageous choice that leads to true contentment and connection. Number 7. Stop comparison. How often do we find ourselves scrolling through social media, feeling inadequate as we compare our lives to others' highlight reels? Here's a Stoic antidote. Focus on your own journey, your growth, and your achievements. The Stoics, with their profound wisdom, teach us that the only comparison worth making is with our past selves, not with others. Imagine freeing yourself from the endless cycle of comparison, worry, and feeling inadequate. By embracing your unique path, you honor yourself and cultivate a sense of self-worth independent of external validation. But how do we make this mindset a reality, especially in a world that pushes us to compare and compete? First, become mindful of when you're making comparisons. Notice that envy or self-doubt, acknowledge it, and then remind yourself that your path is yours alone. Next, actively celebrate your achievements, no matter how small. Did you conquer a tough task at work? Show kindness to a stranger? Practice self-care? These are all victories worthy of celebration. By doing so, you reinforce the idea that your journey matters. Another powerful Stoic practice is reflecting on your personal growth. Look back at where you were a year, 5 years, or even a decade ago. Recognize the progress you've made, the obstacles you've overcome, and the lessons you've learned. This reflection not only boosts your self-esteem but also deepens your appreciation for your unique journey. And remember, Stoics didn't just measure achievements in terms of career success or material wealth. They valued wisdom, virtue, resilience, and inner peace. So when assessing your progress, consider these deeper, more meaningful markers of growth. Are you more patient, more compassionate, more resilient? These are the achievements that truly reflect your growth as a person. In the whirlwind of our daily lives, it's easy to get lost in the minutiae, the endless to-do lists, and the relentless pursuit of personal goals. But Stoicism reminds us of what truly matters, the connections we share with the people we love. While Stoicism may seem like it's solely about self-discipline and resilience, at its core, it's deeply rooted in community and relationships. The Stoics recognize the fleeting nature of life, urging us to cherish every moment with our loved ones, not taking a single second for granted. They taught us to live in the present, to value those who bring meaning and joy into our lives. But how do we translate this wisdom into action, especially in our hectic lives? It begins with mindfulness, making a conscious effort to be fully present with our loved ones. It means truly listening when they speak, engaging with them wholeheartedly, and demonstrating through our actions that they hold significance in our lives. Expressing gratitude is another vital aspect. It's about letting our loved ones know that we appreciate them, not just in grand gestures, but in the everyday moments that define our relationships. A simple thank you, a note of appreciation, or a kind word can speak volumes, acknowledging the value they bring to our lives. And then there's expressing love, which can take countless forms tailored to each person and relationship. Whether it's spending quality time together, offering support during tough times, or sharing joys and successes, love in the Stoic sense is active and engaged. It's about showing up for one another. Making time for our loved ones is perhaps the most crucial part. In our busy lives, it's easy to let relationships slide, assuming people will always be there. But the Stoic reminder of life's impermanence urges us to prioritize our connections, to carve out time for those who matter most, even amidst life's chaos. Cherishing our loved ones means recognizing their irreplaceable role in our lives and honoring that with our time, attention, and affection. It's about nurturing those bonds, knowing they are the true source of richness and meaning in our lives. Remember, life's journey is shared with those we hold dear. Treasure every moment, seize every opportunity to show love, and never underestimate the power of simply being present. If you have made it this far in the video, then thank you for being a part of this incredible journey. Take it easy, and I will see you soon.